go down to the railway station, this is. Can you believe we're in the middle of nowhere, really? And yet we're going down to a railway station. It's incredible, really. Here it is. Pont railway station. There you go. Oh yeah. What a beautiful little railway station this is. Let's just stop and have a quick look, shall we? Oh, I'll turn that racket off. Oh. Oh. There we go. Trains to Dolwyddelan, which will be going that way. And trains to Dolwyddelan Junction going that way. Marvellous. Isn't that wonderful? I better not get near it, because if there is a train coming, we don't want to confuse the train driver, because I'm not sure if this is a request stop and I don't want to make their life difficult. That would be most unfair.
Just before we get into the meat of the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and support channels as much as you can, because it's something that we really appreciate and it really helps us. Thanks very much indeed. Right, let's get on with the show.
So I'm now looking at the green road map. We're at the station there. Follow the yellow along and then it turns into a green. Now I'm not convinced I can actually do that, but we'll have a look. If I can, I'll end up in Dolwyddelan by the next station, but I'm not convinced it'll work. But hey ho, there's only one way we can find out. Right, let's go down the road and we'll have a look. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, wouldn't that be great to be able to live by a railway station? That would be wonderful. So we are heading towards Dolwyddelan. Obviously gets very damp here, judging by the green mossy appearance. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Problem being, when you're on your own, of course, you can't take any real risks. Oh. Let's have a look at this then. There's train. Oh, looks easy, doesn't it? Well, let's see how we get on. And if it's not good, I can always turn round. Well, just wheel it back slowly.
You might be concerned as to why I'm pausing, but basically I can see that you can't see on camera that the track is a little bit rough, and look, I think has got is a couple of stone steps down there that look a bit iffy for me on my own on the bike. So it will go a bit slowly. If you want to cut through that, it resumes at 15:59. Now remember, I am old. I'm not in the best of condition. A good vet would put me down, and the bike isn't really greatly suited to this kind of rocky with loose rock terrain, etc. And the combination with me being on my own would be really stupid to try and tackle this with too much gung-ho. And I am, I'm not going to lie, I am a coward. So I did stop, pause, take it easy, assess the situation, come up with a master plan to make sure that nothing could go wrong. And then I obviously didn't follow it, because you don't, do you? That would be sensible. So again, I'm pausing, having a think here, which is going to be the right way to go. And I decide that I'm going to be heading over to the left. I was originally staying on the right hand side, but of course that would be sensible, so now I've gone to the left. Quite why I decided to do that, I don't know. I think I felt that the step down was easier from the left hand side than it was from the right. We'll see. Having said that, it's a nice view around here. What you can't hear is an enormous amount of huffing and puffing. I am still on the bike, and I'm just edging closer, really being very indecisive. A bit foolish, really. I reckon I could have just ridden this. In hindsight, it was rideable, but being on my own and being, as I say, a little bit uncertain, I didn't. As you can see, I reckon the right hand side would have been a really good run down. Yes, there is a drop of several inches, but I think it would have been manageable, or more manageable than the side I chose to take. Having said that, it is nearly a foot. It's about a foot. Say it is a foot roughly. It's not quite that bad, but it's quite steep, and it is literally a rock step. So I did what any person would do. I decided I'd get as close as I really dared get to the point where things were really silly, and I wasn't really in a good position to get down, and then I'd get off the bike. Maybe if I got off about a foot or two early, it might have been sensible, but no, I got right to the edge, jump off right at the edge, and then I'm literally just going to walk the bike down the slope. Now you might think that's really silly and I could have done better and I should have done better, and I don't have a problem with that. No need to put it in the comments, because to be frank, I really agree with you. I probably should have done better. What I hadn't noticed was, if you were looking as we came over the top, there was a lovely flat transition off on the left hand side onto the grass. And what I didn't realise was, I think quite a few people will have gone that way, stayed on the grass just to the left of all these trees, and at the bottom of the hill you'll see in a minute, or several minutes, you'll see that the track has got some wear where people have been rejoining it.
Okay.
So here I've had to jump off, so that was difficult because it was quite precarious, and now I'm just literally going to ease the bike down. For those that are interested and still haven't given up watching this pretty pathetic effort, bike's got ABS front and back. You can't isolate the ABS, so it's either on or off, and you don't actually have a switch. You'd have to remove the relevant fuse, so I've just left the ABS on. So the best way of avoiding all that is turn the engine off and bring it down on the clutch. I'm not saying it's a textbook method. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just saying that's how I overcame the problem. And it gave me a real good feeling of control. So I've got 200 kilos of bike. Yes, it's on knobblies, but it's on a very firm suspension. Everything's struggling to go over anything small, but no, I found that gave me excellent control. What else can I say about this, really, other than yes, it's painful. What does it feel like to be on your own in this kind of predicament, knowing that actually there's only one person that's going to get you out of it? It's you.
Oh, God.
Well, to be honest, I was quite uncomfortable. You'll see that I stopped earlier. I was making a decision, do I turn back here or do I give it a try? When I got really to the point of no return, it was like, hey, yeah, you've made your bed. Are you going to lie in it? Are you going to whinge? And I felt a wave of positivity coming over me. I don't know what it was. Normally you just go, oh no, here we go, right, and this is going to be a nightmare. But no, there was a wave of positivity. I was already quite tired. You've got to remember, I'm really not exactly an Olympic athlete, and I was, this is tough, and I'm taking breaks as I'm going along as much as anything else. I think there I was messing around with gears to make sure it was doing what I wanted to do.
God.
And I went, oh, up he come. There's the rock step there. You can just see it's not easy to spot, but it is quite deep. It's a lot deeper than the camera gave it
A lot of people
credit
just do
for.
that.
Really, what I should have done is come flying down and just jumped it, shouldn't I? You know. I think I might have killed me. I think I'd probably bounce back in over the stone fence to the right hand side. Still, it'd make good content, wouldn't it? Hey? Yeah, that would have been fun. But you can see I'm really taking my time, being really slowly. I was really out of breath by this point. And then you're faced with a choice. Do you take your helmet off, sit back and have a rest? Do you take your helmet off and do you try and carry on down without a lid on. Well, that bit was a no for me. A definite no. I'm just gonna just keep pausing, having a rest, keeping in control. When you're tired is when you make a mistake. So I'm just taking it really easy. Like I say, it's not elegant, it's not pretty, but I'm in control and it makes you feel better. In fact, I was arguing mentally with myself, and I might even have been out loud arguing, should I be running the engine and should I be riding down, because it doesn't look that bad and it looks fine, and is it just me now feeling a lack of self-confidence stopping me from riding it? And at this point, I'd say, having overcome that bit, yeah, I would say that's really me, not having the confidence in myself to not make a complete hash of it. So I'm taking my time, and as you can see, you can now begin to see you've got on the left hand side some sort of track. I think,
Jesus.
I might be wrong, but I think that might be the one that I noticed earlier. Here we are, you can get a different view. There you are, you can see it. So there's another little step, nothing major, but because my confidence has been a bit dashed, I'm just taking it really easy. And that to me was really important. Just take your time, there's no rush. Now you're gonna understand when I say there's no rush. It's gonna be quite funny once we've negotiated all this. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So here we are, nice and easy. Another little drop here, nice track on the left, as you can see, where people have clearly been going to avoid all the rocks. But hey, I haven't. I'm quite pleased that I haven't, you know, I've got to be honest. I'm a bit smug here. So yeah, I'm going to shut up now.
There we go. Sorted. Fucking hell.
Aha, we've got a gate. Normally you think these are a nuisance, but this is actually giving me a chance for a break. What is really handy about this is this gate is a natural barrier really as well, because we've just had this nice little bit of flat smooth ground. We're now going to have the drop down and underneath the bridge. So like all good explorers and, you know, motorists, I have a recce. But hang on a minute, that young lady there, we actually saw her at Pont station. I don't know if you remember, she walked past us just before we pulled up. And anyway, she was convinced I wouldn't have any problems. She was reassuring me that it would be fine going down underneath it. Everyone's really friendly around here. I'd also, you haven't seen it on camera, but I actually had someone stop on a bicycle who was riding the opposite direction, and we had a nice long chat as well, which made it really good. That's the thing about Wales, there's lots of really friendly people up here, happy to share the trails with you rather than being miserable. Okay, hands up, I've sped up this next bit. The reason I've done that, well, otherwise you'd be really dying of boredom.
hasn't gone according to plan, but never mind. The aim was to be further across to that side. Oh, thank God for that.
Next thing I had to do obviously was to go all the way back up that slope and go and lock the gate, then recover the camera and carry on to the end of the green lane. So as you can see, it's fairly easy lane really. It's only me that's incompetent. At this time of year, as you can see, we've had it. It's quite rocky. It's not too wet at all, and nothing overly challenging really, unless you're an old git who's useless at riding motorbikes really, I suppose. Anyway, listen, this is going to carry on for a couple more minutes. Yeah, literally it's about 2 more minutes left, just running to the end of the trail. So really we've had a nice bit of hill climbing, a nice bit of a drop down, and then we have some flat green lane really going up to the farm, and you've got the beautiful river to the right hand side. You can see that. Dolwyddelan is in the distance, and for those that would be interested, you can jump straight onto another green lane which goes up round the back of Dolwyddelan Castle. I was in no fit state really to be able to tackle that as well. It's quite rocky as well, and I knew that it wasn't going to be something I was going to be in a position to take on. But yeah, as you can see, it's quite a nice little green lane really. I hope you've enjoyed it, and as it all comes to an end, just want to say thanks very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you on the next one, and don't forget to like, subscribe and all that malarkey. Oh look, sheep. What a surprise to find a sheep in the middle of Wales. Marvellous. Yeah, until the next one, take care, stay safe, see you soon. Thanks very much, bye. Rabina!